There you go. Because I need to be able to see. Hey there. Hey there. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey guys, I'll give you a couple minutes and then we'll get started. Today's topic, we are talking about those first 15 seconds in your audition and why they matter. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey Shorts 711, thanks for joining. We're going to talk about those first 15 seconds of your audition and why they matter. Feel free to share the live. All right, so I'm going to jump in and I'm going to get started. As people jump in, then I will just shout you out and keep going on the topic, okay? So let's talk about those first 15 seconds of your audition. I know that as actors, we tend to want to just get that audition and then get it over with. But there is a strategic way to do your auditions. And those first 15 seconds is going to make a difference as to whether or not casting continues to watch your audition to the end. So I do want to know, how do you feel about those first few seconds of your audition? Do you happen to think about that casting might be thinking about that? No, you don't think that? Sometimes? Okay. Which makes sense, because when we have these auditions, right, a lot of times we are just so focused on making sure that we hit our beats and knowing our lines that we don't think about the other side of it, is of whether or not when we entered into those scenes, were we completely in the character to the point where it is identifiable immediately. So I will tell you that to have this means that it requires for you to have an energy shift. And that energy shift that you feel, the energy that you have, whatever it is that you are going through, casting is going to feel that as well. And I don't think that as actors, sometimes we realize that we don't do a good job as we think of masking what it is that we are going through, and we let it impact our decisions and our beats and our interactions in our auditions. So I'm going to give you an example. When I was auditioning, probably about 15 years ago, it was a comedy that I was supposed to be auditioning for. And in that moment, I was so nervous leading up to traveling, getting there, trying to make sure that I remember the lines, that I was completely disassociated from the character, so much so that when I got to the audition and casting is watching me do my read, do you know that they says to me, you do know that this is a comedy, right? That lets you know I brought all of this tension, I brought this nerves, all that energy that I had that was completely different from the energy that was needed in that moment. From the point that I walked into that room, those 15 seconds, I had already lost the job because my energy was off. Have you ever had one of those situations where you go into your audition and your energy is off and you don't know how to recoup it? Because when you're walking into that audition, or even before you hit record on that camera, there is an energy exchange. And in those couple of seconds, it does make a difference as to whether or not casting is going to continue to watch your tape. And it's devastating, right? It is very devastating. You're like, I'm prepared, I'm ready, but then in this moment, I let my nerves get the best of me. And sometimes it might not even be your nerves. It could be something that you're going through in your life, but in those moments, it got the best of you. And that's what we work on in the actor session, because I do have an actor session that is coming up on September 18th. It's called Booked Energy Actor Session. It's a free webinar and you can sign up for it. And we go through all about building a strategy to make sure that you have a repeatable process that you can get into your moment quickly, and it's authentic to who you are, it's empowering with who you are, and it is intentional, and you don't let any of the outside energy impact what you have going on with your audition. Because in those moments, understand that if nothing else, even if you do not book the job, in those moments, that part belongs to you. So do with it what you will. Make the most of it. Step into it in an authentic space, but do it in those first 15 seconds. It needs to be seen immediately that you know who this character is, and if for just this moment, you know the direction that they're going to go. Okay? Yes, nerves can. Yes, nerves does get the best of us. But repetition, practice, being confident and authentic in who you are, it absolutely makes a difference. It stops you from second guessing yourself. And that's what gets in our way, is the second guessing of ourselves. And that is what we work on in our Booked Energy Actor Session. Okay? Welcome in. Hey. All right, so you have to think about, like, casting really wants you to be the answer. They really do. Because imagine you have thousands, and I mean that literally, thousands of auditions or potential actors that may come through, and you have to sift through and find the one for the role. That is exhausting. Okay, so when we start looking at it from their perspective and put it on the pedestal of, they want me to be the answer. So how is it that I can show up in the moment, in the beginning, to let them know I am here to try and be their answer. I'm not trying to waste their time. And you do that from a grounded place. That's how you get your groundedness in place before your audition starts. You start by being authentic and grounded in yourself, who you are, well before we get into the character and the beats and whether or not you're off book. Well before you get into the technical components, get to the center of you. This will totally help you in those first few seconds to own the role. From that point, who it is that you weave into the character, it will become seamless. But that comes with repetition. It's not something that just happens overnight. Okay, so practice. And that is the reason why I created a repeatable process to help you do that. So once you have it, you will always have it. And it grows with you regardless to the stages that you are in your acting career. Because as you continue to evolve, so will the things that you tap into that will become true and authentic for you, that you then can push forward in your character to deliver just phenomenal performances. So that energy, let's just do two scenarios, okay? You have the energy of, I had all this chaos that was just happening before I jumped to the scene. I have an audition that came in and I need to get this on tape and it needs to be within 24 hours. I'm completely distracted from what's going on. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is stop. And I know that is easier said than done, but I promise you it is a benefit for you. The best thing that you can do is stop. You stop and ground yourself in the moment that you are in. What it is that you have to accomplish in the moment that you are in. Before you even start to read the side, understand the circumstances, asking all the who, what, when, where, and why questions, before you do any of that, get yourself in a grounded place. The best way to get yourself in a grounded place is to breathe. It is to take some deep breaths in through your nose and push them out. Take it through your nose. And if you have to, add some sound to it. Let the body vibrate. Release. Allow for your shoulders to drop. Allow for you to only be in the moment that you're having right then and there. If you do that, you are already giving yourself a leg up to ace your audition from a grounded place before you even hit record on the camera. So take that, use that. Anytime that you have something going on, ground yourself and then go and do the work. Okay? Yes. You're welcome. Yes, ground yourself first. That is the best that you can do. So on the other side, in those first 15 seconds, now let's say that you are grounded, okay? And now you are ready. And you have this character, and I know that you have heard this before, especially if you have been doing this for a while. You have heard that they want to see you. They really do mean that. They legitimately do mean that. And when they say they want to see you, they want to see the human that you are. As the human being that you are, how would you deliver these circumstances? And are you coming from an authentic place? If you learn to morph in your authenticity with the character and their experience, you will then kick that door in as soon as your audition starts from a grounded place, authentic place. And those first 15 seconds will have them watching your audition all the way through to the 30 or the 3-minute, however long it is. Okay? Yes. So like I said, I do have a webinar. It is called Booked Energy. It's an actor session. It is on September 18th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is free webinar. I invite you to join. If you want to join the webinar, type Booked Energy in the comments and I will DM you the link. It is free. Okay? You can't go wrong with getting some free instruction on how it is that you can build a repeatable strategy to help you get that booking energy, because that's what you ultimately are doing in this space. You are creating booking energy. We get enough of the education piece, right? We get the scene study, we get the monologue, we get enough of that. We can probably recite those things in our sleep, the who, the what, the when, the circumstance. We get all of that on repeat in different ways through so many different versions, right? But one of the things that we have a lack of focus on is the energy that is also attached to booking when it's not just the lines, the script, the scene, the eye line, the lighting. There is an energy that is associated with booking. And that's what I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to build a booking energy, a repeatable strategy that you can constantly tap into so it keeps you booking the room, because that's what you want. You want to be booking the room. How you know you have booked a room is when the same casting office keeps calling you in and they want to see what it is that you do with this new piece of material. That is telling you that whatever you're doing is working. They like you and they're trying to find some work for you. So you keep on that. But as with everything, things change in life, circumstances change in life, and you don't want to just box yourself into only being repeatable and consistent with just one casting office. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to adapt to whatever it is that's going on, because you may have a casting department that only focuses on comedy. You may have one that only focuses on drama. You might have thrillers. You have different pieces of you, and all of those things exist in you. But it's just about building your repeatable strategy based off of the genre that you are auditioning for, so that you stay at top of mind. And if you book that room and you know that as a result of you constantly getting called back in by the same casting office, you stay in that. You double down in that. You get stronger in that. Figure out which areas is missing the piece to just push you over. Because I promise you that with every single professional actor that continuously works, they have a strategy, and it is time for you to get yours. And it is attached to booked energy. Yes. Absolutely. It just drop booked energy in the comments or send me a DM, say booked energy, and I will send you the link. I look forward to you coming to the webinar. Yeah. All right, I just wanted to jump up here, guys, and just introduce myself and let you know I'm Shamika Wright, and I am an actor. I've been in the industry for over 22 years, and I am here now to a point. I am still a working actor. I want you to know that I am still a working actor, and I am now here sharing information with you that I truly wish that I had some mentor to share with me early in my career, because who knows, it may have served me sooner rather than later. So that is why I'm here. I am here to help you, and I hope to see you on my next live, which will be on Friday. And remember, if you want to come to the webinar, just drop book energy in the DM or in the comments, and I will send you the link. All right. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you coming to my first live. I'll see you on Friday.